a fan of the potatoes and you have some of the buttermilk cheddar herb biscuit hanging around, stick with me on this one. I'm going to show you how to make both a great biscuit, potato biscuit, and a waffle using these two fuelings. So let's have fun with fuelings. Welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. If you're new here, I am living in the light by documenting my weight loss journey, and I'm using Optavia's 5-in-1 program. As part of the Optavia program, you eat 5 fuelings which come to you in your monthly Optavia box. They typically come in little envelopes like this that you add water to. They also have some bars and some crunchy snacks that you are already prepared, so you have quite a few options. But if you have been on this program as long as I have, today is day 305, I believe. No, 306 is day. So that's a long time to be on the program, eating these fuelings day after day. And so I have come up with this whole series called Fun with Fuelings, where I take the fuelings that come from Optavia and I use only water. So I don't do the hacks that other people do, because I believe adding things to your fuelings changes the chemistry of the fueling and therefore the chemistry of the program, and then you're not doing it as designed. Now, can you hack things and still lose weight? Yes. But for me, I choose not to do that, and I have found a way to mix up, to change up, so that I'm not eating the same things time and time again by combining 2 fuelings together and dividing the mixture into 2 other fuelings. Sometimes I do 3, and it just makes a great way to change up the way that you have your fuelings without any compromise, what I believe, to the science of the program. Before I show you what I'm doing though, would you please scroll down, just give me a thumbs up, let me know that you want to see more content like this. This just lets YouTube know that people are watching my videos and they're enjoying them, and that just really does help me. It also encourages me when I see those thumbs up and when I see that you are subscribing to the videos as well and watching them, so that just is all real great encouragement for me. In order to do this, I do want to use my food scale because I want to make sure that I am dividing my fueling evenly. So if I have the weight of the 2 fuelings and the water together, then I know that I'm going to divide it equally when I actually make it. I'm also going to use my Dash Mini waffle maker. If you have one of these, it is extremely helpful. A food scale is vital to have. Make sure that it does in both ounces and grams. Not that it really matters, because it's the same no matter how you do it, but sometimes it's easier to multiply in grams than it is in ounces. I also use a small whisk. You can find a variety of these around, and a small spatula. And if you don't have a 1/4 cup measuring cup, this super helpful. This one came from Pampered Chef, but you can also get them at Walmart. I have a couple of the Walmart ones as well. It not only measures a 1/4 cup, which we probably all have the glass measuring cup or the solid measuring cups, but this also marks tablespoons. So you can have up to 4 tablespoons is marked on there, and that is super, super helpful. So I'm gonna plug in my Dash and let that start heating up. By the way, I keep mine on a plate and on a paper towel because the grease, the spray leaks through there and it's a big mess. I don't use this very often. A lot of people do. It's a pretty rare thing for me to use it, although I have recently found another fueling that I'm going to do, a Fun with Fuelings for you, that uses this as well. So it is a handy tool to have. Not a requirement, but a lot of people use it and they use it a lot. I just use my air fryer most of the time. All right, so I'm gonna put my bowl on my scale and turn my scale on, and then I always make sure that I zero it out, just hit that 0 button so that I'm not weighing my bowl. And then I'm gonna dump in the biscuit mix. This also works with the plain pancake mix. So if you wanna use the golden pancake mix in place of the buttermilk cheddar herb biscuit, if you don't have these because these are discontinued, then do that. because I've tried both of them and it doesn't add too much sweetness to it. It actually is pretty good. And then I'm going to use the sour cream and chive mashed potatoes, but you could also use the just the garlic, the roasted garlic ones. Either one of those works in combination. So right now I'm at 2 1/8 ounces, and I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of water, so 2 1/4 cups. And it's more water than I typically add to one of these fuelings, but the potatoes are going to absorb a lot of the water. So I'm going to add that, and I'm at 6 1/4 ounces. So that means I'm going to need 3 1/8 per, and I want to make sure I know that full number of the fueling mixed with the water, so that, and I want to get it to a number that's easy for me to divide. And 6 1/4 I can divide because my scale does 8 ounces. And I'm just going to mix this until it is there's no lumps in it. And then I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes. That's going to allow this to get really hot, and that's one of the keys that I have found to using the dash, is to make sure that it is super hot. So if I let this all sit for 5 minutes, then my dash will be super hot. This will have thickened up, and I can go ahead and show you how to do the 2 fuelings. I'll be right back. It's been 5 minutes. So I have one of my little containers on my scale. I'm gonna put, you can see how much thicker it is. It's really thick at this point. I'm gonna put 3 1/8 ounces in this container. This one is gonna go in my air fryer. I'm almost there. Okay, so this is gonna go into my air fryer, and I'm gonna put it in there at 375 for 15 minutes. But before I do that, let me show you how I'm going to waffle the remaining ingredients. And I think I'm gonna make 2 waffles out of this because I have a lot of stuff. So just a little bit, I've got avocado oil spray. I'm gonna put about half of this in here. It's not gonna fill the waffle maker at all, but I feel like if I overfill it, it's gonna explode. So I know that it's going to expand some. I'm gonna let that go in my waffle maker for at least 5 minutes to make sure that it is cooked all the way, because I wanna make sure that those potatoes are completely hydrated and cooked. I wanna make sure that the biscuit is completely cooked. So 5 minutes, and by the time I finish these 2 waffles, this biscuit will be almost done, and then I will come back and I'll show you what the 2 different fuelings actually look like. I am all set now. I have 2 fuelings, so I took those 2 packets, combined them together, divided them evenly. One I air fried into a biscuit. Look at how light and fluffy that is. The air fryer, I'm telling you, it is life-changing. I don't have a microwave, but when I see pictures of people cooking fuelings in microwaves, I'm like, why would you do that? The air fryer or even the oven, and I use the oven a lot, you'll see that as well, make delicious fuelings perfectly well. So that's what I would recommend for that. This is the same amount, just divided into 2 waffles. Each one I cooked it for about 5 minutes. So this will be a fueling, this will be a fueling. I probably will save one of them. I probably will eat the biscuit today, and then I will save these for tomorrow, because I can pop those in the air fryer for a few seconds to just warm them up. And have those tomorrow as a fueling. So that's a great way to have some different fueling options. If you have a condiment that you're not going to use for your lean and green, I always use mine for my lean and green, so I never have them for fuelings. You could take a Laughing Cow cheese wedge and stick it between the 2 and have a little sandwich if you wanted to do that. I know a lot of people do, but again, I use all of my condiments with my lean and greens, and I don't want to change up the chemistry of the program. Did you know that adding that I think it's a tablespoon that people do of egg whites, it adds 30% of the calories, like it increases the calories of the fueling by 30%, and it adds 7 grams of protein, which protein is not bad, but if the fuelings are already balanced to have the right amount that your body needs to make it to the next fueling, then you're adding more, which in my mind means that things are going to change. Your body is going to work through things differently. So again, that's just me. That's how my brain works. You do you. I will support you and love you and encourage you no matter what you choose, because this is your journey and I am here to encourage you and help you make healthy choices. And I hope that you will give one or both of these options a try. And I've got some more great fun with fuelings coming down the pike, some sweet, some savory. So until I see you next time, please live in the light.